His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa held a telephone call with His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman. Their Majesties discussed the strong fraternal relations between both countries and ways to enhance them for the benefit of both countries and peoples. Their Majesties reviewed issues of mutual interest in addition to regional and international developments. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received Qatar's ambassador to Bahrain, Sultan bin Ali Al Khatir, at Safaria Palace. His Majesty the King welcomed the Qatari ambassador and reviewed the fraternal and historical relations between both countries, in addition to ways of boosting cooperation for the benefit of the two peoples. His Majesty expressed gratitude for the ambassador's commendable efforts to strengthen bilateral relations and for his follow-up on the implementation of the Bahrain-Qatar Causeway, which will contribute to enhancing economic integration between the two countries, wishing him continued success. The ambassador expressed gratitude to His Majesty for his keenness to enhance fraternal ties between their countries and to consolidate the strong historical bonds that unite their peoples. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received the Muharraq Governor Salman bin Isa bin Hindi Al Mannai at Safaria Palace in the presence of the personal representative of His Majesty, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Minister of the Royal Court Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, Advisor to His Majesty the King for Youth and Sports Affairs Saleh Isa bin Hindi Al Mannai, Minister of Public Affairs at the Royal Court Dr. Majid bin Ali Al Nuaimi, and the Minister of Education Dr. Muhammad bin Mubarak Jum'ah, where they reviewed the latest in the Muharraq City Development Project in a way that preserves its historical and cultural identity. His Majesty emphasized the importance of preserving the historical and cultural identity of Bahrain's buildings and cities, pointing out the importance of the Muharraq City Development Project, which is progressing rapidly for the benefit of its people, who deserve the utmost attention and care, and all the loyal citizens of Bahrain. His Majesty affirmed the heritage of this historic city, the authenticity of its people, their continuous generosity, and its role in Bahrain's historical journey across many generations, noting that Muharraq possesses a high national status and value. His Majesty directed to expedite implementing housing projects in Muharraq to be a nurturing environment for its residents. His Majesty noted that this should be accompanied by the provision of all services and infrastructure, the reduction of congestion, and the facilitation of movement for Muharraq residents and visitors. His Majesty added that this suitable housing for workers outside the city should also be provided, and instructed the Governor of Muharraq to coordinate with all government agencies to implement projects in this regard according to the designated timetable. The advisor of His Majesty the King for Youth and Sports Affairs and the Governor of Muharraq expressed gratitude to His Majesty for the development projects underway in Muharraq, praying to Allah Almighty to bless His Majesty with good health and happiness.
Given the exceptional cultural and historical heritage of the city of Muharraq and its special place in the hearts of all Bahraini people, His Majesty the King issued a royal order with the follow-up of the government, headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, to develop the city of Muharraq with the aim of preserving the historical features of the city. The royal order was put into effect by drawing up an action plan to preserve the historical and cultural identity of the kingdom's buildings and cities, in particular the restoration of the Isa al-Kabir Palace and the well-known neighborhoods in the city of Muharraq. Among the outputs of the project during the previous phase was the development of general and detailed designs and plans for the implementation of the first phase of the Muharraq City Development Project. This led to the acquisition of 239 properties in the designated development areas to effectively commence work on preparing the acquired sites and the implementation of construction and development work, which include the construction and renovation of 300 residential units. The development plan focuses on 5 areas, including preserving the historical identity of Muharraq, providing housing units that meet the aspirations of Bahraini families, preserving buildings of heritage value, increasing green spaces in the area, in addition to developing infrastructure services and public facilities. As part of efforts to involve citizens in the implementation plan, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning began construction work on the Visitor Center, which is part of the first phase of the project. The center aims to inform visitors about the comprehensive plan of the project and the models of residential units that will be provided. The development of Muharraq is a testament to the city's status and the keenness to preserve its identity and mark on the history of the Kingdom of Bahrain.
ونوجه هنا بوضع خطة عمل تختص بالمحافظة على الهوية التاريخية والثقافية لمباني ومدن البحرين، وسنعمل في سياق ذلك على إحياء قصر عيسى الكبير الذي سنعتمده كأحد المقار الرئيسية لعملنا، ومعها الأحياء المعروفة بمدينة المحرم التي نتطلع إلى عودة أهلها لها تكريما لذلك المجد الوطني المشهود في وطن الطيبة والكرامة.
His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired a work meeting upon his direction at Gudaibiya Palace to follow up on progress made in providing job opportunities for registered Bahraini employment applicants. His Royal Highness directed the Ministry of Labour to offer 3 job opportunities to every registered Bahraini employment applicant before the end of the year. His Royal Highness noted that all efforts united under Team Bahrain are dedicated to realizing the vision of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, with Bahraini citizens remaining at the core of the kingdom's comprehensive development. His Royal Highness added that providing appropriate employment opportunities for Bahraini citizens represents one of the most important priorities and objectives of Bahrain's development. His Royal Highness expressed pride in Bahrain's national workforce, recognizing their diligence, hard work and dedication, which have significantly contributed to the kingdom's ongoing development. His Royal Highness also stated that over the years, from the flourishing pearl diving trade to the discovery of oil and gas, and from the advancement of banking to the growth of industry, history has demonstrated that Bahrainis continue to advance across their competencies, rising to leadership positions across these sectors. His Royal Highness pointed out that with the continued expansion of communications, IT and tourism industries, Bahrainis remain at the forefront, bolstering their competitiveness and broadening their prospects for growth. His Royal Highness highlighted the competencies of Bahraini citizens, noting that their skills and capabilities have positioned them as a highly attractive investment factor for the country and a key driver of economic growth. His Royal Highness also said that with steadfast confidence in their capabilities, Bahrain will continue to invest in their potential, underscoring that placing citizens at the core of investment will remain central to securing a prosperous present and future. His Royal Highness concluded by reaffirming the private sector as a vital partner of the public sector within Team Bahrain and the primary engine of economic growth, emphasizing the importance of continuing to boost the partnership to realize shared aspirations and deliver benefits to Bahraini citizens. Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the Minister of Finance and National Economy Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Minister of Shura and Representatives Council's Affairs Ghanib bin Fadl Al Boinain, the Minister of Legal Affairs and Acting Minister of Labour Yusuf bin Abdul Hussein Khalaf, the Minister of Cabinet Affairs and Deputy Chairman of Tamkeen Hamad bin Faisal Al Malki, the Minister of Social Development Usama bin Saleh Al Alawi, the Chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry Samir Abdullah Nas, and senior officials also attended the meeting. In implementation of directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, the Minister of Legal Affairs and Acting Minister of Labour, Yusuf Khalaf, said that the Ministry of Labour has begun implementing measures to offer 3 job opportunities to every registered job seeker before the end of this year. This is in cooperation with the private sector, will enhance their integration of citizens into the labour market, provide them with diverse options, ensure their aspirations are met quickly, and enhance their contribution as a key partner in building a more competitive and sustainable economy. Khalaf said that these directives are an extension of the approach of Bahrain under the leadership of His Majesty the King to place citizens at the center and goal of development. He also said that these directives are a qualitative shift in employment policies by providing citizens with multiple opportunities that meet their aspirations and enhance their contribution to economic development. Khalaf added that offering 3 job opportunities to every registered job seeker reflects the ministry's ongoing efforts to empower citizens and enhance their active participation in the labor market. He noted that the ministry's working hours have been extended from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. until the end of the year to ensure the swift implementation of directives. The minister also highlighted the great confidence in the competence of the Bahraini human capital as a world-class national force, stressing that investing in the capabilities of citizens is an investment in the future of Bahrain. The Crown Prince's Court announced that His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa will hold an official visit to the Vatican and Italy. The visit underscores His Royal Highness's unwavering commitment to boosting the long-standing ties between Bahrain and the Vatican, as well as enhancing the Bahrain-Italy partnership in support of shared interests. His Royal Highness is expected to meet with His Holiness Pope Leo XIV and Italy's President of the Council of Ministers Giorgia Meloni, as well as senior officials, to explore new opportunities and build upon the multilateral partnership. The relations between Bahrain and the Vatican reflect the kingdom's approach, led by His Majesty the King, for placing human values at the heart of its international relations. More in this report.
The relations between Bahrain and the Vatican represent a pioneering model of cooperation based on shared noble human values and principles, aimed at promoting a culture of dialogue between religions and cultures as established by the vision of His Majesty the King, and with the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, in making the kingdom a regional and global beacon of human peace and civilizational understanding. The royal visit of His Majesty the King to the Vatican in November 1999, where he met with the late Pope John Paul II, came to embody His Majesty's vision of building bridges of communication and cooperation between the East and the West. His Majesty's visit to the Vatican in May 2014, at the invitation of His Holiness Pope Francis, confirmed the depth of relations and the expansion of areas of dialogue and cooperation.
إن مملكة البحرين تفعيلا لدورها في الإسهام الفاعل نحو هذه الأهداف النبيلة لخير البشرية والأخاء الإنساني تؤكد دوما على أهمية الشراكة الدولية التي تعتمد الحوار الدبلوماسي والسبل السلمية كمدخل لإنهاء الحروب والنزاعات، وتنتهج سبل التآخي والتفاهم واحترام سيادة الدول وحسن الجوار وعدم التدخل في شؤونها الداخلية.
The Kingdom of Bahrain is committed to researching and appreciating its past, which is an ancient land to which for millennia people have been drawn by its beauty due to heavenly being. The ancient kingdom of Dilmun was called the Land of the Living. Going back to the roots of time, something approximate 4,500 years of uninterrupted human presence, it is evident that the geographical location, the people predisposition and adaptability, as well as certain historical facts, have given Bahrain the opportunity to be a confluence of mutual enrichment for peoples. One aspect, therefore, stands out. This land has always been a meeting place for different peoples.
In November 2022, at the gracious invitation of His Majesty the King, His Holiness Pope Francis, the late Pope of the Vatican, made a historic visit to the Kingdom of Bahrain, during which he met with His Majesty and participated in the Bahrain Dialogue Forum East and West for Human Coexistence, in a move that reinforced Bahrain's position as a global center for dialogue, rapprochement, and tolerance. His Majesty the King also visited the Vatican in October 2023, during which he reviewed efforts to promote peace and religious coexistence and the continuation of joint cultural projects, including cooperation between the King Hamad Digital Library and the Vatican Apostolic Library. In the context of visits between the two sides, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister also visited the Vatican in February 2020, where he met with the late Pope Francis. His Royal Highness expressed Bahrain's appreciation for the Pope's efforts to promote understanding and spread human values that bring together different religions and civilizations. In addition, the kingdom officially participated in the inauguration ceremony of Pope Leo XIV, with a delegation headed by the Minister of the Prime Minister's Court, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, amidst a large international presence. The relations between Bahrain and the Vatican are not limited to diplomatic representation and official visits, but rather a well-established approach that makes human values the basis for cooperation and embodies the kingdom's contribution to international efforts to spread a culture of peace, human fraternity, and tolerance among all peoples.
A message from the Pope to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, King of Bahrain. As I depart from Rome at the conclusion of my apostolic journey, I once again express my gratitude for the hospitality extended to me during my stay in your country, and I renew the assurance of my prayers for your Majesty and all in the kingdom. Pope Francis.
Bahrain-Italy relations are witnessing remarkable development thanks to the continued interest of the two countries' leadership and their ongoing efforts to promote bilateral cooperation. More in this report.
The Bahrain-Italy relations date back decades and have been strengthened by mutual visits between senior leaders and officials of the two countries, which have carried tangible political and strategic messages. Among these visits, we recall the official visit of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa to Italy in 2023, which included several meetings with senior Italian officials, confirming the dimensions of the relationship that go beyond political and economic interests to include high-level religious and cultural dialogue channels. Furthermore, the visit of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to Italy in 2020 was of particular importance in the course of the Bahrain-Italy relations, as it confirmed the strength of political and diplomatic ties between the two countries. In return, the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni paid an official visit to Bahrain in 2025, during which she met with His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, marking a shift in the level of relations between the two countries. Based on the principle of coexistence among followers of different religions and cultures, which Bahrain has adopted as its approach under the prosperous reign of His Majesty the King, the King Hamad Chair in Interfaith Dialogue and Coexistence was inaugurated at the Sapienza University of Rome in 2018. In terms of economic cooperation, Italy is one of the kingdom's main trading partners, and figures show that the volume of trade between the two countries has increased significantly in recent years, with many Italian companies seeking to invest in Bahrain taking advantage of the encouraging investment environment. With all these factors in place, the future will witness further cooperation in broader areas, contributing to the progress and advancement of both countries.
The Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Ahmed Al-Musallam, praised the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to the Ministry of Labour to offer 3 job opportunities to every registered job seeker before the end of the year. Al-Musallam said that providing suitable job opportunities for Bahraini youth is a national and parliamentary priority. He added that it reflects the ongoing efforts of the executive and legislative authorities to improve the standard of living for Bahraini families and support their contribution and participation in the national development process. Al-Musallam expressed confidence and pride in the keenness and ability of Bahraini youth and their competence and experience to enter into jobs in all vital fields, support economic growth, and contribute effectively to achieving the goals of the comprehensive development process. The chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Saleh, commended His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's directives to the Ministry of Labour to offer 3 job opportunities to every registered job seeker before the end of the year. Saleh said that the directive reflects the government's ongoing efforts to enhance social stability and economic growth and to provide quality opportunities that enable Bahrainis to effectively contribute to development. He praised the competence and excellence demonstrated by Bahraini citizens in vital sectors and their sense of responsibility as well as dedication to various aspects of national work. Saleh noted the close partnership between the public and private sectors within Team Bahrain to achieve further national accomplishments, expressing pride in the efforts of the nation's citizens and their diligence, hard work and perseverance. The Shura and Representatives Councils organized the 3rd Arab Forum for Parliamentary Media in cooperation with Gulf University and the Arab Organization for Administrative Development affiliated with the Arab League, under the title Parliamentary Media in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, Achieving Credibility and Creating Impact. The forum was attended by the chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Saleh, the Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Ahmed Al-Musallam, and senior officials. Saleh said that Bahrain, under the leadership of His Majesty the King and with the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, affirms the importance of investing in knowledge, innovation and responsible media as they are fundamental pillars in the process development and in boosting Bahrain's regional and international standing. He expressed pride in the achievements of both councils in enhancing communication with citizens through parliamentary media. He also stressed that the forum comes at a time that requires the exchange of expertise, the establishment of practical frameworks that enhance the status of Arab parliamentary media, deepen its role in consolidating the values of democracy, accountability and transparency, formulating a common Arab vision. The Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, said that Bahrain winning the International Civil Aviation Organization Council President Certificate is a result of the vision of His Majesty the King and the efforts of the government led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. More in this report.
As part of its unwavering commitment to developing the civil aviation sector and in recognition of its excellence and aviation security, Bahrain received the International Civil Aviation Organization Council President's Certificate after achieving an advanced compliance rate in the recent comprehensive security audit conducted by the organization. This achievement confirms the efficiency of national legislation and procedures, reflects Bahrain's distinguished position in this vital sector, and underscores the success of its efforts to enhance civil aviation security and develop the national system in accordance with international best practices. Bahrain received the certificate during the opening session of the 42nd session of the organization's General Assembly in Montreal, Canada. This certificate is considered one of the most prestigious global awards in the field of civil aviation. This international honor came in recognition of Bahrain's ongoing efforts to enhance civil aviation security and develop the national system in accordance with best practices and international standards. Bahrain's win represents the culmination of its efforts to support international cooperation, develop the air transport system, and consolidate its active presence at the regional and international levels. Develop the air transport system and consolidate its active presence at the regional and international levels. Bahrain has made modernizing and developing the civil aviation sector a top priority, which has positively impacted the development of air navigation systems and the qualification of human resources according to the latest international standards.
The Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, Amna Rumehi, visited Hid Housing City to review progress on construction packages and infrastructure developments. She said that construction on the new generation residential towers project in Hid Housing City has reached 86% completion and that the project will provide 740 apartments with all infrastructure work already completed. She emphasized the importance of adhering to timelines to ensure swift delivery of housing services to eligible citizens, praising the efforts of engineers and contractors. Rumehi added that the project reflects the government's commitment to accelerating housing provision through housing cities, financing solutions and public-private partnerships, and confirmed its place as a key component of the Government Action Plan 2023-2026. In the presence of the Minister of Tourism, Fatma Serafi, the second Deputy Speaker of the Shura Council, Dr. Jihad Al-Fadil, participated in the 15th International Meeting of Ministers and Parliamentarians organized by the International Astronautical Federation currently being held in Australia. Dr. Al-Fadil highlighted Bahrain's remarkable achievements in the field of space, the pivotal role played by the Legislative Authority in supporting national plans in this field inspired by the vision of His Majesty the King, and the continued support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. She said that the Legislative Authority has worked hand in hand with the Executive Authority to ensure that the necessary requirements and resources are provided to the space sector, emphasizing the integrated support for the sector in Bahrain since the establishment of the Bahrain Space Agency and the development of more than 25 space applications serving more than 30 national projects. She also noted Bahrain's firm commitment to continuing investment in this sector and bolstering international cooperation.